Today I am going to use all these supplies. I am going to use the painted flowers that I made with my granddaughter. That is where the project started. And I'm going to use some pretty plain lace, and I'm going to use some floral postage stamps. I'm going to use coffee filters and distress markers. Do you remember these? And I don't use them, probably like most of us who still have them sitting around. And I am going to have some fun with coffee filters, lace, painted flowers, and we're going to make some clusters. Let's do it. So the first thing that I need to do is I need to get the stamps off of their backings. So I have a bowl here with water, and I'm just going to drop the whole pile in. And they can just sit there for a little while. They can soak, and then we'll pull them out and dry them there. Because what's going to happen is it is going to dissolve the glue, and then they will let go. Of course, if they are stickers, that's not going to happen. Then the paper is just going to get soft, and I'll be able to just remove them from the paper like that. But I am not going to throw those little paper snippets out either, because I think I have an idea for it. All right, so I've started on one coffee filter, and here's the neat thing that I discovered. When you are using distress inks or distress markers, you can actually, let me find a better color. This is Fired Brick. You can color over top of the water, just like that. And you don't need a lot. So I'm just going to give it a little spray. And let's see what happens. And it actually doesn't take very long for it to dry either. I tried this. This is picked raspberry. So I'm going to put a little bit more picked raspberry on the other side as well. And I gave the picked raspberry a little bit of water on the inside so that it would work a little bit better. And all I'm doing is putting some stripes down. And I'm going to let it bleed, 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 bleed. And I'm going to turn it around, and it will bleed, don't you worry. It is going to move the color very nicely. I want to use some spun sugar. I love the spun sugar. It is a very, very pale pink. And I'm just doing little patches. And what else do we have that is red and pink? Oh, I can do a purple in there too. I have wilted violet. And you can see like they are pretty dry. They don't want to give up color very easily. But that's okay. As soon as the color is on there, they will bleed. And I have some milled lavender here. And that's a really, really pale one. I'm just going kind of wild. I am not overly concerned where the color is going, as long as there is color going somewhere. And I also have some, what color is this? Dusty Concord. I'll put that right here. Again, pretty dry, but there's still pigment in there, and that pigment will come free when you're using it. What else do I have? Aged mahogany. Now, I know what the aged mahogany is going to do, so I am not going to use it. Victorian velvet is usable. Ooh, that's the wrong side. Ooh, that one still has lots of color and lots of juice in it too. Well, let's just water it down and see what happens. Let it bleed, bleed, bleed. And it won't be easy to tell on the black background. But I need the water to really dissolve that pigment. It's working. It'll just take a moment. Just kind of moving it around. And I want to crumple it up too. There we go. So I'm going to put the blower on it, and I'm just going to dry it for you. Okay, so it is dry for the most part, and here is what I got. So it's a very subtle colors, except for the pink raspberry, which isn't shocking, but it is super pretty. It's very soft and colorful. So I'm going to put this one aside. I'm going to color up a whole bunch of them now, and then I'll spray them all down with water, and so kind of like a mass make. So I want to just do, well, if I have 3, I think I have enough. So I want to do one with blues. So I'm just putting stripes down. I am not overly concerned about what I am putting down to color, because it just doesn't matter. And I think there's some ink on the marker itself. So I took that off too. And I was going to go back over to the other side as well and just put some color on here. So the color that I was using is Blueprint Sketch. And I'm just really scribbling. Then I also have Chipped Sapphire. Now this is a really dark one, and let's see if it works. It does a little bit. So I'll show you what I do. I just take the tip off, and then I spray a little water in there. Most of these have all been re-inked in the last couple of years, so I know that there's no ink shortage in them. So as soon as I add a little water to the mix, the color comes out. You can also put a little water on the tip of the marker. That also works really well, because you're just making the nib soft again. Okay, then I have, what do I have here? Shaded lilac. There we go. So this is all blues and purples. And I just want to get some color on here. That's all I'm doing. I want some brighter colors. So I have here Salted Ocean. And the reason that these markers, just that the nibs have all dried, is because they don't really seal that well. And that's why they kind of dried out. But if you just add a little water to them, they come beautifully back to life. Peacock feathers. Why not? Let's do that. So all I did was I sprayed a little bit of water right here, and then I just soak it up with the nib. And there comes the color. There. And what other color do I want to use? Do I want to use some greens? I have here Lucky Clover. I have Pine Needles, Forest Moss, Mowed Lawn, and Shabby Shutters. Beautiful combination of greens. This is the Lucky Clover, and I didn't have to put anything to it. It is perfectly fine as it is. So some are doing really well, and some, they just need a little help. And this one is shocking to me that this one still works, because I remember when I was re-inking them, this was the one I could not get to work. So I really, really worked on this one for sure. Happy. Okay. So you just have to try and see what works for you, but most of the time you can get these markers to come back to life. They are good quality. They just need a little coaxing. And let's spray this down. Let's spray the blue. I'm just covering it. And you can see everything starting to bleed together, especially right here on the white. And it's picking up a little bit of the green. But you can see there's all the color. Ooh. There. Then let's just gather it all up. And we want to take all that blue ink and crumple it up like that. And then I'm going to do the same thing here with the green one. And it's going to bleed. And we'll just turn it over. And we'll squish it together. And soak up all the ink. But right now there's a lot of ink left on here, and I don't want that to go to waste either. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab another coffee filter, and I'm just going to mop up what I have here. So it'll be a combination of blues and greens now. How pretty is that? It'll be a really soft color. I'm just going to put one more down, and I'm going to start with my mustard seed. I want lots of the yellow mustard, or the mustard seed. Another one of my favorites is the squeezed lemonade. It'll be really light anyway, so it's hard to tell when the color has lots on it, or when the white paper has lots of the the squeezed lemonade on it. Then I want some of the spiced marmalade. I want some carved pumpkin. And that'll be probably the last color. Okay, so let's spray this one down. I'll just soak up that water for a second, and we'll spray it down. That's it. Let's soak up all that water. And it dries really quick. You can see one is just about dry already. So once I go over it with the heat gun, it won't take any time at all. They'll just be dry really quickly. Just go this way. Soak it all up. So there. And I'm going to pick up a little bit of that yellow with that mop up one. So then you get a little yellow in there. All right, I'm going to dry these and then I'll be back. So here's one. I can just take it right off there and put it upside down so the glue doesn't stick. This one was floating already. And those are all good signs. That means they're actual stamps and they're not stickers. Oh, this one was floating. And in some cases, people used glue to attach their stamps. I don't know why you would do that. Or this one might have been a sticker. It just depends when they are from, right? If they're from the time where the stickers became stamps, or where stamps became stickers. Wow, that was a weird twist of the tongue. So like this one, this is a sticker. So that comes off a little bit more tricky than a regular stamp. And I think these are stickers as well, which is really too bad. Because they're just so pretty. And I love that they're floral. So I have like in this little bin, this is all floral postage stamps. So there we go. I am going to continue doing this and dry them. And when I come back, it's time to make some clusters. So I've got all of these done and they are dry, and look at how beautiful they came out. Like, so it just kept bleeding into each other, and then at some point apparently it was like crumpled up like that, so all the ink kind of went to the bottom. But look how beautiful that is. Same with the green one. The green one kind of did the same thing. The yellow one probably did it as well, but it is not as visible. This one was the one I mopped everything up with, and then I added a little bit of picked raspberry. And then this is the pink one, but I had added a little abandoned coral to it, and then it turned a little brighter than what I was expecting. So I just kept going a little bit with it, and this is what I came up with. So I have all my bits and pieces now for my clusters. I have the flowers that I made with my granddaughter. And you can see I don't have a huge pile in front of me. I just have a few. Oh, and apparently I grabbed one of the circles. What I do have a big pile of is these. Lots and lots of postage stamps. All floral, all usable in my junk journals. How absolutely amazing is that? And again, I am going to reiterate that this is only part of what I have that I won at an auction. Then I also have some lace, just some plain beige lace that I can take out, but it is floral. You can't even see that. It is floral. My mat is a little bit down. There we go. So let's just see what I can do. So I think I'm going to start the clusters by a bottom layer of coffee filter. And coffee filter just tears lovely because it's just a coffee filter. So I get a little bit of color of that. Then I'm going to grab my scissors. They're right here. And just cut a little bit of lace. And put that on there. I don't want to go completely straight and flat. Then I'm going to put that on there. And I'm going to use these purple and yellow there we go. How about that? Just like that. How cute is that for a cluster? I can go a little bit more like that. Turn that around so that the yellow is visible. Put the lace a little bit higher so this is in the middle. And then just like that. To attach it, I am just going to use, oh, I lost 2 stamps. Don't do that. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Aleene's tacky glue, and I'm just going to put a little bit underneath each element. So that it will all stick together, but it is not going to be super gluey. Like that. And I will put some glue on the coffee filter, like that, and lay the lace in there, and it will stay, don't worry. There is a lovely cluster that I can now just stick on a page. Done. Okay, so I'm going to cut just a couple of the pieces of the lace so that I at least have that done. So I'm just going to kind of go into mask making mode now. But I'm not going to do like a full-on mask make session. So right here I have 2 pink roses, and I think I want to put just a little bit of the coffee filter behind it, and then I'll take this pink flower, put it right there, and then that over top. That's all I need. There, and then a little glue right here so that we're gluing that to the lace. Absolutely lovely. Oh, look at this one. That's beautiful. And I can probably put this behind it, and oh yeah, that is so pretty. So it's very easy with the postage stamps to get something very pretty, because postage stamps themselves are already interesting to see and to play with. And then when you're adding a painted flower, and you're adding some fabric or some lace, and you're adding a colored coffee filter, then it's a very simple, quick decoration. Do I have another? Oh, I have raspberries. Let's do a raspberry. Just like that, it would be a pretty cluster already. So something else I just thought of is when I cleaned the paint tray, or when I made the painted flowers, I threw the paint into my paint tray, and it was kind of a dirt, there was lots of leftover paint in it. So then I pulled out the remaining paint out of my paint tray, and look what came out of it. All the paint came with it. How cool is that to use for clusters? Because now I have like multicolored little pieces of paint. And that is going to be really cute to use behind something. So I can cut this because it's kind of plasticky now, like that. And then I can put a piece of ribbon behind that. I can take a little piece of lace over top just to make it a little prettier. Just go like that. And then we'll take a postage stamp and let's take that big round floral one. And how beautiful is that? And so simple. And it should all just stick with glue. Keyword should. There it is. One more. So it's not about being really complicated. It is really about simplicity. And simplicity is so much fun. So I have a little piece. So I have this yellow. I'm trying to stay within the color scheme. I'm just going to put the paint on here. And then let's see if we have something that can go on there. So I have this beautiful tulip that can go on it. And I can probably take this little flower behind. And then do I have something pretty for lace? Just some white lace will work, I guess. And we'll put that behind the paint. And there is another one. And there we go. There is another one. And you see, like, I usually ink around everything. When I'm making clusters, I don't. If I decide when I'm putting the cluster onto something that I want to ink it up, then I will do that. But at the time of creating the clusters, I am not going to. I have some blueberries here. And I definitely want to put that on some of this blue coffee filter. And this piece is beautiful. Do I want another one with it? I think only if I can find another blue. Oh, maybe the... Oh, that would be pretty. That is super pretty. Do I have a flower? Yes. I have this flower that can go behind it. Just like that. And then I have some blue lace. Do I want blue lace or do I want white lace? This is how I want it. Just like that. Okay, let's start gluing. I'm just gluing everything together while I am holding it, because that just makes it a little easier. And that way, because as soon as I put it down and then I start pulling it off to glue it, then it will be gone out of my head how I wanted to put it together. And this is super pretty. All right, let's put this out here so you can see what I have made today. So I'm just going to lay these out so you can see where we have gone today. And I think I am very happy with all of them. Every single one is different. Every single one is kind of interesting. And they all have some different elements. Oops. I like this blue one a lot. And that's pretty too, with the paint behind it. So you see, it doesn't always have to be a giant project. Sometimes You just want to have a little play, do a little coloring, and pull some scraps together. And there you go. You have a nice big set of decorations for in your journal. It's that simple. Zoom in. There we go. I'm kind of liking the Sunday project today. It was a little bit chill. I know what I have coming up tomorrow, and I think you're going to like it a lot. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you get a notification when I am releasing tomorrow's video. For today, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Sunday.